Hi, are you ready for some jump scares? In this video, I'll be counting down the top 5 best, new scary movies, that will have you watching from behind a pillow. These recently released thriller and horror films will get your heart racing and leave you sleeping with one eye open. From paranormal activities to deranged villains, these terrifying flicks have it all. You don't want to miss the movie that nabbed the #1 spot for being the most nail-biting new scary movie you can watch right now. Get ready to be at the edge of your seat as I reveal the top 5 bone-chilling new horror movies you need to see.
Contents unknown.
Number 5. Cobweb. Cobweb is a 2023 American horror thriller film directed by Samuel Bowden in his directorial debut. Starring Lizzie Kaplan, Woody Norman, Cleopatra Coleman, and Anthony Starr. The script of Cobweb revolves around 8-year-old Peter. Peter is a shy and sensitive boy who struggles to make friends at school, partially because of his overprotective parents. While, at first, Peter's parents don't seem too weird, the family dynamics shift after the boy starts to hear knockings on the wall of his bedroom. First, Peter's parents try to dismiss the noises as nightmares. Then, when they can no longer blame Peter's imagination, they get angry at the boy and accuse him of lying. Obviously, the parents are hiding something, and you have to watch the movie to understand it. At the end of Cobweb.
Peter, sometimes.
What is that?
Number 4. The Boogeyman. The Boogeyman is a 2023 American supernatural horror film directed by Rob Savage. From a screenplay by Mark Heyman and a screen story by Beck and Woods. It is based on the 1973 short story of the same name by Stephen King. The film stars Sophie Thatcher, Chris Messina, Vivian Lyra Blair, and David Dastmalchian. The majority of the story takes place in a psychiatrist's office, where a man comes to talk about the murders of his 3 young children. The story's protagonist comes across as paranoid and possibly insane as he describes the circumstances surrounding the death of his children. His first 2 children die mysteriously, of apparently unrelated causes, when left alone in their bedrooms. The only commonality to their deaths is a crack in the closet door that the protagonist is certain he had closed when he left his children. His wife becomes pregnant approximately a year after their second child's death, at which time the family is living in a different house, far away from the location of the original deaths. Their first year in the new house was happy and without incident, but not long after, the protagonist's mother-in-law falls ill. The wife leaves to care for her mother, and the protagonist and his son are left alone. Unlike director Rob Savage's innovative earlier movies, this chiller hits a few too many familiar beats, but its attention to character and emotion, and a few good scares, make it worth watching.
Sweetheart, let me handle it.
Number 3. The Passenger. The Passenger is a 2023 American horror thriller film directed by Carter Smith. Starring Kyle Gallner, Johnny Berchtold, and Liza Weil. Usually, when a road movie sticks you with 2 characters, you're supposed to like at least one of them. Carter Smith's The Passenger bravely denies this comfort as part of its queasy, then curious, then underwhelming embrace of extremes. One character is Randy, a legendary pushover and fast food employee who would rather swallow bites of a force-fed, day-old cheeseburger, than stand up to a bully coworker. The other man is Randy's silent coworker Benson, who then shoots up the Bayou Burger spot, killing all his coworkers except Randy. After making him hide the bodies in the freezer, Benson lets Randy live, but forces him to come along.
And if I'm gonna help you, because it forces me.
Number 2. Last Voyage of the Demeter. The Last Voyage of the Demeter, also known as Dracula, Voyage of the Demeter, in some international markets, is a 2023 American supernatural horror film, directed by Andre Ovredel. It is an adaptation of The Captain's Log, a chapter from the 1897 novel Dracula by Bram Stoker. The film stars Corey Hawkins, Aisling Franciosi, Liam Cunningham, and David Dastmalchian. The Last Voyage of the Demeter joins the ranks of dozens of Dracula adaptations this week. But unlike previous attempts to translate Bram Stoker's tale to the big screen, this film is taking on just a small part of the epic story. As you've probably heard by now, the film adapts The Captain's Log and tells the terrifying story of the merchant ship Demeter, which was chartered to carry special private cargo, 50 unmarked wooden crates, from Carpathia to London. Strange events befall the doomed crew as they attempt to survive the ocean voyage, stalked each night by a merciless presence on board the ship. When the Demeter finally arrives off the shores of England, it is a charred, derelict wreck, and there is no trace of the crew.
The devil is real.
Number 1. Talk to Me. Talk to Me is a 2022 Australian supernatural horror film, directed by Danny and Michael Filippo, in their feature film directorial debut. The film stars Sophie Wilde, Alexandra Jensen, Otis Dahanji, and Miranda Otto. The social media feeding frenzy involves spiritual possession, made possible by grasping a ceramic-encased severed hand graffitied with names and symbols that suggest a long line of previous owners. Aussie teens like Mia, Jade, and eventually Jade's younger brother Riley, are the latest players in such a game, which has them seeing dead people and giving them access to their tied-up bodies for 90 seconds, tops. When the spirits are let in, the teens suddenly shoot backward in a chair, and their pupils burst into a deep black. They shiver, choke, and asphyxiate as if they are gonna die. Meanwhile, their giddy friends surround them, filming. What a rush, as a YouTuber probably once said, about eating Tide Pods.
They like you.
There you have it, the top 5 best new scary movies to watch right now. From ghost stories to psychological thrillers, these latest horror films will glue you to the screen. Just make sure to watch them with the lights off for full terror. Want more chilling countdowns? Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified. Now go get your fright on with these 5 terrifying new movies.